Hello, everyone. I'm so glad um, that you're here for the PFAS Forum. On behalf of the Massachusetts Water Resource Research Center, I welcome you. We have a um, great panel um, organized for discussing the PFAS issues. Jennifer Pedersen is with the Mass Water Works Association, Dr. Anila Bello from UMass Lowell, Jeffrey Arps with Ty and Bond, uh, Onur Apple from University of Maine, and James Ruther is from UMass. So before we have the PFAS forum from our panelists, I will be giving a general overview of the nature of PFAS at a much more global and international scales. My name is Timothy Randhir. I'm a professor and director of the Mass Water Resource Research Center at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. I want to recognize the support of U.S. Geological Survey. It supports the Water Resource Research Center at UMass. Also want to acknowledge the Center for Food, Agriculture, and Environment, which is the unit where the Water Resource Research Center resides in. So as a quick overview, so that we are all on the same page, um, per, and polyfluoroalkyl substances, in short, they called as PFAS, is a collective name for a very large group of more than 12,000 fluorinated compounds. They are mostly used in aerosol propellants, solvents, pesticides, anti-foaming agents, a variety of treatments for many of the goods and commodities we use, leveling agents in paints, plastics, waxes, um, and uh, and also in firefighting foams. We call that as forever chemicals only because the bond between carbon and fluorine is incredibly strong, making the PFAS a group which is highly stable and also persistent. We are seeing PFAS move relatively quickly through the environment, making their contamination hard to contain. They are detected worldwide in air, water, wastewater, and soils. 45% of the nation's tap water is estimated to have more than one PFAS, as estimated by U.S. Geological Survey. There's also a lot of studies linking PFAS chemicals to a variety of health conditions from cancer, high cholesterol, thyroid, liver damage, asthma, allergies, reduced vaccine response in children, fertility impact, newborn deaths, low birth weights, birth defects, and delayed developments. The structure of the PFAS is really unique with having a hydrophilic polar head and also a hydrophobic tail, which is a fluorinated tail of variable lengths, either a short tail or a long tail. On the right, we have a variety of example PFAS chemicals, PFOA, PFAS, fluoropolymers, and perfluoropolyethers, for example. These are this and beyond, many of the PFAS are found in many variety of sources, from different sites to military installations, wastewater treatment plants. So this gives a extent of the variety of sources we see in our nation. With respect to tap water locations, these are some example selected tap water locations which have detected one or more PFAS number of detections as explained in the size of the bubble in this map. The PFAS toxicology database is a tracking of a variety of research which being done at the human level, animal, and also in vitro in variety of the compounds, but also on in specific health conditions and their impacts. A very useful database on studying the health impacts. This map gives a variety of health endpoints from reproductive effects, developmental effects, delays in children, um, increased risk of cancers, reduced stability of the body's immune system, interference with the natural hormones, and also increased cholesterol and obesity risk resulting from a variety of PFAS chemicals. Related to the increased impacts and uncertainty in terms of scientific literature, there's a variety of literature has been emerging since 1940s, and it has been growing substantially and exponentially over time in relation to studying the toxicity levels, but also treatment options. At the national scale, there is a roadmap. The EPA aims at 3 different areas in terms of research, restriction of, and also remediation options with a variety of objectives within each one. The primary drinking water regulations of EPA is ongoing, and by December 2028, a utility compliance waiver ends at that time with MCL establishments in terms of standards of drinking water utilities. The proposed MCL enforceable level is 4 parts per trillion for PFOA as well as PFOS. And it is slowly coming into the regulatory framework. The main focus of some of the technologies and research aimed at dealing with PFAS is trying to study the different sources and how they cycle within the environment, both at the contaminant or landscapes or in water columns and within the process of production, to all the way to treatment technologies on different options of how from adsorption to resins to oxidation process or reduction process or membrane process and treatment train approaches. So with that one, I would like to stop this introduction and then move on into our discussions with the panel.